beautiful souls, and welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on our beautiful new earth, and welcome. I'm Sherry Mosley, and I think there's going to be some new people joining this. So I will do an introduction. I'm Sherry Mosley. I'm here in the San Francisco Bay Area, and all of the work that I do is in Akashic Enlightenment. And I was called to use Akashic Enlightenment and given Akashic Enlightenment to help everyone at this time with their ascension and awakening. And Akashic Enlightenment opens up the greater multi-universal knowledge, which is more or less what we have access to when we do very deep, continued shamanic journey work. And we are going to come into very high frequencies and use this to travel dimensionally to connect to spiritual beings, the Aqualorians, in this case, who I also work with very regularly and who I met in Mount Shasta in 2018. So while we are opening that higher dimensional space, connecting to the Aqualorians, we are also connecting to the Akashic records, which is kind of your personal learning frequency within that greater multi-universal knowledge space that we are in. And this allows whatever we bring in to be applied to you on a personal level, on your personal soul trajectory, and helps you with your awakening and any healing that you are undergoing as part of that awakening. So for this series, this is going to be a bit of a new adventure. I've done plenty of work with the Aqualorians, but we are allowing them to guide us to other dimensional civilizations. This can also be looked at as other dimensional forms of consciousness frequencies and states of being. And through traveling to these other energy frequencies, we are going to shift our consciousness into more aligned space for awakening. The energy has already been really strong today. Didn't expect it to be this strong, but you may already be feeling the energies as we are connecting to our group here. And I think there's going to be at least one other person joining live. And then there are some others that will be joining. I don't know if they're coming live or just doing the replays, but I've been waiting for them to join. So they may join us. And so coming back to the Aqualorians, we'll be connecting with them specifically. And you can look at them as a higher dimensional angelic level consciousness or frequency, extraterrestrial, or you could say other dimensional or interdimensional being. This means that they are able to move between different dimensional realities. We are not at that consciousness level yet in the majority on Earth. This is something that maybe someone like a very wise sage has mastered this to go in between dimensional incarnations. Master Babaji is one of them, as well as Yogananda and other yogis, you could say, that have mastered letting go of the material body to dematerialize and go into another dimensional space. So interdimensional beings are those that have mastered this, and most extraterrestrials have mastered this. And just like humans, different extraterrestrial beings are at different consciousness levels. So as we're working with the Aqualorians, who are very conscious, very wise, and they love to help and heal with us, they are considered the angelics to the Galactic Federation. This is just speaking of their overall frequency. General frequency of Galactic Federation beings tends to be more of a fifth density consciousness frequency. and working with a divine blueprint. And the Aqualorians tend to be at a ninth density frequency, working with a divine blueprint, but also resetting your consciousness all the way back to when you were first incepted into this incarnation. And with that, you receive healing on all different levels. It can be physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, astral, causal plane, getting out of karmic situations. And they also help assist with uh, shifting and healing the toroidal field, the field that comes up through here, out through the head, and around like a donut, and then back up between the legs, and it cycles. And this is part of the energy field that manifests our experience here on the earth plane. So, as we travel to these other dimensional civilizations, with the intention of looking at how did they go through awakening, how did that affect their civilization. So we'll be aligned with, you may see this clairvoyantly if that is part of one of your abilities. It's not required though. I will share anything that is shown clairvoyantly. It may also be very energy focused, just allowing us to receive the consciousness shift that these different civilizations went through. And then that helps us to template ourselves to make it easier for us to go through this shift that we are going through now on our earth. So it'll help us just to, become more settled in it. This is kind of like the shamanic tradition of storytelling, right? They use storytelling to help different members of the tribe learn different lessons and come into a greater awareness, a greater consciousness, more wisdom, right? And we do this also on earth, with our children, lots of fairy tales to teach moral lessons. Okay, so that's kind of what we'll be doing here, just at a higher frequency dimensional level and at the level of frequency, not so much speaking the story, but meditating and going there with our consciousness and the Akashic enlightenment energy field. So you can optionally open up your own Akashic enlightenment for these sessions. It'll just increase the overall energy field that we are working in. It's not required. It's just a nice way to practice being in your own Akashic enlightenment. You could look at this almost like a daily meditative practice, or we're going to be doing it weekly for 5 weeks, and then there'll be a part two. So just continuing the journey after that for another 5 weeks. So you can look at this as like a weekly meditation and or energy healing. And you can listen to it throughout the week if you would like to for regular support. So with that intention, you can feel free to open up your own Akashic enlightenment to increase your personalized energy field and practice working in your own Akashic enlightenment, because it's really good to practice being in that energy field, opening all of the chakras above the head and opening up the energy bodies around the body through practicing in Akashic enlightenment. You are moving yourself into a higher frequency more regularly, learning to function from that place and to, more or less engage in meditation in that frequency so that you are coming back to this true self that is aligned with source, or you could say your I am presence. All right. So we'll be doing a 30-minute transmission for each of the sessions. And I think we'll also start with just a little short meditation to go in and to connect. And then afterwards, we can share our experiences in the chat. That way, everybody can just stay in the energy field they are, not being interrupted by any voice or video from other places that are not kind of in the frequency. You can feel free to turn on your video as long as it's not too distracting, like on a phone, moving around too much. If you're seated in a quiet place, you can go ahead and join us on the video. All right. So I think we'll go ahead and start with our meditation. Then I'll open up the space for the transmission. The meditation will just help to build the energy centers to prepare to receive what the transmission and meditation. I call it a meditation and transmission because it's called an active meditation, and both of these are just the second part is more of bringing in more of a certain consciousness frequency. The first part will be an actual meditation focusing on different energy centers to build the centers to help them open and receive a little more before we do the transmission. So you can go ahead and get comfortable and make sure that your spine is straight and arms and legs uncrossed so the energy can flow through. And you may feel energy in different areas as the energy shifts, moves, heals. You may receive some instant healing that can happen when we work with the Aqualorians and their crystal and light healing. And you can go ahead and have something to write on in case you want to take some notes. You may forget as you move away from the session and the space. And yeah, I think that's all you need to know. Always drink plenty of water following these sessions and the rest of the day following the session to help any natural detoxing that may occur from the sessions. Okay. Board fell down. Here we go. Here we go. All right, so you can go ahead and open your Akashic Enlightenment now, if you are going to, and I will guide us through the meditation, and then I will open the space for the transmission. All right. So you can just go ahead, and I'll actually do this as well. Record.
Thank you for listening to this quantum conversation, and thank you for dancing with us to the cosmic heart. As we raise our own vibration, we raise the vibration of the planet. This show is dedicated to you and all awakening hearts as we are here to shine our bright light and amplify our love. I'm Loren Gailey, and from my sacred heart to yours, I honor your magnificent love and light. This has been a presentation of New Earth One Network, your home for New Earth living. Access information, education, and videos on living from the heart in unity consciousness. Visit newearth1.com.